Okay, chapter 4, if you'd like to follow along, is about functions. A function gives you the ability to do things over and over and over. We can call a function. We can call, something to do something for us. This is a named sequence of steps. Okay, I wrote a script that I needed for my cryptography class, and I needed a random number. So I wrote a script to return a random number. So rather than writing all the code to generate a random number, I just called this one function called getRandom. That's all I had to do. Then I also wanted where I can get a random number in a specific range. I want a random number between 20 and 35. So I was able to modify that function where I say getRandom 20, 35, and it returns me a random number between 20 and 35. I don't have to do all the work for it again. Okay? In other words, it does a lot for me. Okay? In Python, what you do here is you define a method or a function. Now, with pseudocode and flowchart, you do the same thing. In your pseudocode, in your flowchart, you have a square box or a rectangle, call function, whatever the function's called. Then that would be separate. So your pseudocode branches off to do a function. So you would have, call a function or call this method, function method, kind of the same thing. And inside the square box, you just put the function name. And then you have a separate flowchart or pseudocode just for that function. We'll cover more about that. Okay? In here, the way we do it, we call it define. We got to give it a name, this function name. You can't use reserved words like I couldn't call it print because we already have one called print, stuff like that. Okay? That says you can make up any names you want. You can't use Python's keywords because they're already used. Okay. We should have a header line. This is the header line that tells us the name. We're defining a function. The name would be its name. And the parameters are what we're going to pass to it. Okay. Think about it. When I bring up calculator on my phone, I put in a number, then I click the add button. So there's probably an add method, which took the input that I typed in and then added it to something. So it passed the number as an argument. And we're going to see how to do that. Then the statements are what's called the body of it. What does this function or method do? And we're going to see how it's going to be so easy to do stuff. We've talked about loops. This is kind of the same thing, but not really. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to work with our turtle again, and I'm going to bring up idle again. And whatever we come up with today is what you're going to turn in. Okay? And I'm going to say file new, file, and I'm going to save this thing as, I'm going to call it, I'm going to put it on my desktop so I can find it. It's always a good idea to do that. I'm going to call it function example. Good enough. Okay, I'm going to make it so it's not taking up my whole screen, maybe. My Apple Watch arrived, by the way, an hour ago. And you guys are literally in the way of me getting my Apple Watch. I'm just saying, it's nothing big deal. No, because I have a student coming at 2. I have a student coming at 4. I have a student coming at 5. If it wasn't for y'all students, my job would be so much easier. I'm just saying, it would be. Okay, I'm going to import Turtle. What's that doing again is bringing in the functionality of Turtle into my program. Okay, and the only reason we're using Turtle here is just so we can graphically see what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to run it. Okay, it ran fine. Okay, again, I am a big supporter of running things over and over and over. Because if you write I literally just got done grading 50 Java assignments, and so many people, it's obvious you wrote all this code and never hit compile once. Because it was like, I run it, and it's got 63 errors, and I'm like, wow, it's just crazy. Okay, so now we're going to make a method, and this one's called draw square. Draw square. And if you ever want, the actual code is in the book. Not the book, well, the book, but the website. But I always find that it's better to actually type it in rather than copying it. Does anyone know why it's better to type it in than copying it? Sticks in your brain, exactly. When I went to University of Tulsa, I would actually start taking notes with my laptop. And I found out pretty on that's not a good idea. You wanna know why? First of all, it's a distraction. Because I could have chat up, I could be doing email at the same time. But I found that if I actually wrote it down on hand, and then I went home and typed it in, I actually saw the material twice. And it really helped. One of the professors literally had no slides for his class. He would literally come and write everything on the board. And then we would write everything down, take notes. I had him send me all his notes, and I created PowerPoint slides for him. So I basically had to type it all into PowerPoint. Then I got to watch him lecture. I got an A in that class because I saw it so many times. But it's a good idea to, walk through things, type it in, or, at least. In other words, don't just copy it out of the book. Okay? All right. So in here, we're saying for I in range 4. We already talked about that. In other words, we're doing it. We did cover for loops, didn't we? I know we did. We're going to do something 4 times. Okay? We're going to T dot forward, FORWARD,
BFD, right?
BFD.
Yeah, you can work it for.
Oh, we could do FWD. Is that what you mean? Or I could do FD, yes. Or LT. Right, you are absolutely correct. Okay, so I'm going to run this. It did nothing. Sure did. I told it to go forward. I told it to go left.
And then created a turtle. You set a function to do that. You haven't
Oh.
told the function to go.
Okay, I made a function to do that, but I never called it. I never said, hey, function, do this now. Okay? Just looking at this function, can we guess what does T possibly mean?
Turtle.
That's probably a turtle. Because obviously T dot forward or T dot left is going to be our turtle. What could SZ mean? Size. So it's going to go forward a certain distance. Could we have possibly made something for degrees as well instead of 90? Sure, we could have. We could modify it any way we want. So T and SZ, those are different arguments or parameters we're passing to that method we're making. So now we're actually going to make our window. And we're going to make it BG color, light green. You are free to change that if you like. WN.title. Why don't you put in like your name? Hopefully your name's not Ken. Alex equals turtle. Okay, so I just put in a few lines there. Let's see if it actually does something. Whoa, I got a problem. I got a problem with Alex turtle equals turtle. Does anybody know what's wrong?
Spelled incorrectly.
I spelled turtle wrong, exactly. Trust me, it's so critical you know how to solve these errors. It is. Okay, mine's working. Everybody's working so far? Everybody with me? Okay. So what are we going to do now? So now we're going to call draw square Alex 50. I'll put it in the next line. Let's run this thing. Whoa, it drew a square. Everybody get a square?
Not yet.
What do you mean, not yet? Are you a slow typist? Xyler phone? Xyler, I'm going to remember that yet. So I keep thinking of Xander because I have Xander insurance. But. So we get it? What if I want to draw a square twice? Can I do that? I'll just take this draw line and I'm going to copy it. Oh, now we drew it twice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. But what if this next time I want it to be a bigger square?
What number to use?
150. So I was able to change the size of him with really doing nothing. Isn't that neat? Could I make it draw him, making him a little bigger each time for like 5 times, easily?
Yes.
How? Say for loop. Good answer. Actually, I don't even need that one. I'm just messing with this. So 50 plus I times 5. I don't know. I'm just playing with it. See what I get. Make it move it over just a little bit. See, I like messing with things. I messed it up. Anyone know what I did wrong?
No colon.
No colon. Very good. And you are on the ball of catching these errors. See how easy that is? All I did was I said, do it 5 times. Call the method 5 times, and each time go 50, but 50 plus I times 5. So could I go 25 times quite easily? Look how quick and easy it is to modify this thing. Can you imagine if you had to write all those lines yourself? That would be at least, what? Because you'd have the draws and you'd have the lefts, so many, you'd have hundreds of lines of code at this point. Looks kind of 3D, maybe, if you look at it right. Is everybody with me so far? Everybody getting this to work? Okay, let me see what you got.
I'm old. Rage. You typed rage instead of range.
You did my exact problem. Okay. Let me pause for a minute, let everybody get caught up on this. I'm going to pause our recording. So, okay, so we're all pretty much here. We got it to draw this so far. I'm going to close that one out. All right, so we good? Let's continue on. Okay. And mine did a lot more than theirs did. Let's bring the book back over here. It's called Draw Squares. It takes 2 parameters. One is the function that accepts the turtle, and one is the size. We understand that. Does everybody understand exactly how this is working? Okay, this is the header line. We defined a function called Draw Square. It received 2 arguments, turtle and size. What if I wanted to have it receive a 3rd argument for the angle? Could we do that? Let's do that. Someone tell me what to do. I want to receive a 3rd argument for the angle.
Put a comma after SC.
Comma. Maybe like AG for angle. So should I do anything else inside the method now?
Set the parameter from left
To AG. Very good. And now I need to do something else down here, don't I? Now, since my function header now contains 3 arguments, my function call must have how many as well? They must match exactly. So alc is the first one. 50 plus I times 5 is the second one. So now we need an angle 90. Sound good? Sure. I can call it 90. I can pass it a value. Because what's happening is I'm passing 90 to the function right there. Now, if you have draw square more than once, you might have to adjust that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix in every location. Let's see what it does now. Should do the same exact thing. 30? Okay, I stopped mine in the middle. I'm going to change this back down to 5 so it's quicker. Now Natalie says 30 works good. Let's see what 30 does. Oh, that's awesome. Isn't that cool? So maybe instead of draw square, we should call it draw something. I mean, because it's not technically a... So if I changed it to 50, just so I could see how that thing cool turns out. Oh, that's awesome. It's kind of like a maze, isn't it? You see how easy we were able to change one little bit and manipulate it so much? And that's also one thing you got to watch out is sometimes changing one little thing really affects your program massively. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to change it back to 5. Everybody got that part working? What if we went more than 90? What if we went 110? Or 110. Let's see what that one does. Oh, that's kind of cool. Isn't that neat? All right, what's your name in the orange shirt? Dev? Devlin. Devin. Devin, that's right. Devin's having way too much fun at this.
I put in 50 for my angle.
50? Let's see what 50 does.
It looks great.
Set it more than 25.
Yeah, set it one range.
Oh, set it for more than...
Yeah, more than 25.
Okay, more than 25? Can someone help me? My turtle's going way too slow.
I did a speed over
How do I do that?
Alex.c.
What do you put, a 10?
10.
Okay. Whoa. That is bizarre.
If you go to 169, it makes a star, makes a sun.
Change it to what?
169.
Where did you come up with that?
I just put it in.
Oh, wow. That is cool. Okay, I think that's the winner one right there.
Mine looks like a sunflower.
Which one? What's yours?
It's so in the range I put 90, but obviously that's wrong. But 130, and it's been going forever.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I like that.
So isn't that cool how easy it was to change this stuff up, to do bizarre stuff? Okay? All right, let's continue on. So you all enjoying this, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Okay. To talk about docu-strings for documentation, we are not going to be installing these add-on things they talk about. You're welcome to if you like. Docu-strings is something that will help you automatically provide comments to your code. Because, first of all, is there anything in this code you think should be commented? Nothing's really... But look at it this way. Show this code to your grandmother today. She'd be like, I have no idea. When you're thinking about comments, thinking about showing it to your grandmother, she'll be like, I have no clue what you just told me. So try to make comments for someone who doesn't know what you're doing. Because, you know, I taught C++ 4 years back in the 90s. How much do you think I remember today? Very little. Comments really help years from now. Okay, so let's continue on. Okay, make sure my recording is still going, and it is. Very good. All right. Okay, so let's make a multicolor turtle. Okay, so I'm going to comment out this because I think that code's too cool. I don't want to get rid of it. And I don't want to get rid of this method, this function we wrote. I keep saying method. Method, function, it really depends on the language. They're pretty much the same thing. Normally, a method cannot return a value. A function can, but it really depends on your language. So I'm going to take this function and copy it, then just change it. Draw multicolor square. Now here they're receiving T and Z. We're going to still receive our angle because we're cool like that. But now our range is going to change. Now we're going to put what this is actually called a list. We got purple, hot pink, and blue. Okay. Up, blue with a B. I'm going to set my color. Alrighty. I'll bring my code over here so you can see exactly what I typed. That's literally what was in the book. I didn't change anything except I left the AG in there. Okay? I left this other one in here because here's what I do in the real world. If I get something that works, I leave it. I can always add another one, and I just don't call it because, you know, it worked. Maybe later I'll go delete stuff, but. Okay. Somebody really wants to get a hold of me. They can wait. Alright. So far so good? Okay. So now what they're doing now is now, so I'm going to comment the whole Alex thing out of here. I'm not going to delete it because I think it was too cool. So we got our window, we got our color. Now this is going to be tests. Then the pen size. The size equals 20. Then 4 in range 15. And we're going to pass it test and size. Got a bracket. All right. It's not going to work. Someone needs to tell me why it's not going to work.
Or
For
blank
what?
in range.
Huh?
The 4 in range doesn't have
You
a
need a third parameter.
Foreign range has a printer. Oh, sorry. There. Mr. Devin, what'd you tell me?
You need a third parameter for angle.
I need a third parameter. So remember we modified it to take angle. Okay. And we're going to pass it angle. Does it know what angle is at this point? No. That's right. That's what we just passed it. We're going to pass it 90 just so it works just like theirs did. Will that work now? There's no way I'm that fast of a typer compared to all of you.
You are a really fast typer.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about a colon?
Do you? I'm missing a colon. Where?
Do you have to have a colon after 90?
No. I just need it right there.
I just closed
Do y'all type with 10 fingers? Is there anybody who types with one finger?
I use like 3.
My boss is like, dude, you got 10 of them. Use them. The only thing I can't use is I cannot use the right hand shift key. You might as well remove it.
No, I got it.
Okay, I'm going to run this thing. What the? Is that what it's supposed to do?
Yeah.
That's what mine's doing.
That's how mine works.
That's what I've got.
Okay, I mean, I really I didn't even notice what it's supposed to be
Whoa,
doing.
That's not what mine.
Okay, let's see what the heck. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Exactly. Did you put 90 over here?
Here. Oh, I see what I did. I did 4 to 90 instead of 10.
We need to speed this guy up. He is too slow. Okay. Alright, now we need to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to change 90 to 111. Okay, that's bizarre. That's not what I expected. How about just 11? Probably not the best option right there. How about we haven't tried 200? Let's do a 280. Wow. Okay. Very weird stuff happening there. Set it back to 90 because that's what it kind of was supposed to do. Wait a minute. What did I just mess up? Oh. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm going to change it 150 because I'm glutton for punishment. It's getting bigger and bigger. Whoa. It's still going too. That's kind of freaky. Is it overwriting itself? Yeah, it is. It kind of hurts my head. Okay, I don't recommend going that many. Alright. So far so good?
No, it's not working.
You put both of them up here on the screen. That's what I got. There's my output. Okay, let me pause this to see what y'all are doing. There we go. We made 500 and 300. That is awesome. Look at that. I don't know, it just looks cool.
Ooh, what did I do?
Alright, we got one more not working. I'm going to come and help you figure it out. Alright, so I think... and what's your name right here? Blonde hair? Nathan. I still think Nathan's is the best one. Zyler's pretty nice too. So I like that modification. Okay.
So my program's running exactly like yours is.
Yes.
But then whenever we run it and everything, it still keeps popping up with the like errors and stuff.
Okay, let me look at your code. Alright, here, watch this. If I run this and stop it in the middle before it finishes, I'm going to get all kinds of errors. Because it was right in the middle of running, and you basically said, stop, and it's like, oh, it's, yeah, so that's normal. Okay? Yeah, don't worry about that at all. If you let it run the whole time out, then you won't get errors. Okay? We just changed ours to such crazy huge numbers that it's like, if we brought it to a lower number, it would run quicker, but it wouldn't be as awesome. And it's done. Okay? Alright. See, no error that time. So, alright. We could have a function call other functions. Well, ours already does. Okay? Do you want to draw a rectangle? Let's draw a rectangle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go up here to the top, and I'm going to leave my other methods in there, or functions. I keep calling them functions and methods. And define, draw. Okay, I'll type slower now. You ready? Draw. Rect. Hey, that's better?
Yes.
Okay, for I. Okay, I got my method typed in. Now I'm going to run it. Where is, oh, they don't call it? Okay, you know what? We're not even going to cheat. We're going to go look. We're going to do it ourselves. So we're going to draw a rectangle, but we have to pass it a T, a W, and an H. Why do we need a T? Oh, that's our turtle. Turtle width and height. Okay. So I'm going to get down here, and I'm going to comment out test, because test is awesome. Oops. Okay, what's my next turtle going to be called? Bob. Let's give him a range, let's see, 4, I in range, 30. What's our method called? Draw. And we're going to pass it a turtle, Bob. Our width, say 50. And our height, let's say 40. Okay. Should that be enough to run it? Okay, I added my rectangle and I added my turtle. Now you're going to fix all the errors I typed in it.
In the 4 in range 2, can you just put the colon?
Okay, so what I do wrong, Natalie?
In the 4 in range 2, it needs to.
Oh, I assume I need like an I or something. I don't like I. I'm tired. Can I put an X?
But also it needs the colon at the end of it.
Oh, I need a colon as well. Okay. Anything else? Someone else back there said something?
FD should be T dot FD.
Oh, T.FD for forward.
T dot FD, not F.
Oh, T.
And then T dot LT.
T.LT, not LE. Okay. Am I good now?
For I in range.
Oh, down here at the bottom? You know what? I'm tired of I. I want to use Z this time. We good? Did pretty good. I think you caught them all. I know y'all thought I just sucked at typing. I kind of put those in on purpose. I don't normally make that many mistakes. Am I missing another one?
I think you have to indent the T forwards and
Yeah.
Oh, good catch. I didn't do that on purpose either.
sure thing good.
Oh.
Just test it out.
Good catch. I'm going to run it. Here we go. And we're getting a bunch of squares. Don't know if we really need to do it multiple times because we're drawing on top of itself. I'm going to stop it, which means I'm going to get 1,000 errors, but that's fine. So I'm going to comment out this for loop so we can just draw it one time. Darn it. How do I fix that? Unindent, exactly. Yeah, Python's kind of picky on its indents. There we go.
And what did you do to stop the multiple squares?
Comment out for loop. Right there, see right there where it says 4Z, I commented out. Just kidding. So, as you notice, these don't matter. Now what if I want this to grow lengthwise but not taller? How would I fix that? Anybody?
You would make it 50 plus something.
So 50 plus something. 50 plus Z. Okay, let's try that.
Remember to indent.
Darn it, I got to indent. Good catch. That one kind of sucks. You really can't see it. So let's fix that. I want it so I can see it. How do I go more than that? Okay, let's times it. So 3. That's better. You can see it now. It's still not much. I'm going to go with 5. And someone said we need to speed them up. Nice. I forget what the maximum speed is. It's like 100 or I don't know what it is. Now, we learned about order of operations. Is that correct right there? It actually is. It's totally correct. Because it does the multiplication first. But I always like to do this. I just do. I used to work with a program called Remedy. Has anyone ever heard Remedy? Remedy is a help desk software, and you have to write code for it. But they love. You would literally have to put a parenthesis around the 5, parenthesis around the z, a parenthesis around the z times a, then a parenthesis around that plus the plus sign. That, oh, it was like you'd have 1,000 of them. All right. So now we made him wider. Okay, now we need to make him wider and taller. So it's plus z times what? 5 again? Boring.
That's the same.
Same thing we did with the square. So let's change them up a little bit. So we passed them a bob. We did height and width. Let's change this 90 angle up here to a 3. I don't know what it's going to do.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that one. Well, let me pause and actually let me run mine. Then I'll minimize this. That way I can see what my output is based upon my input. All right, let me pause the. Sorry. Yeah, so you don't want to have your definitions in the middle, so we're going to take it out of here. Sorry, I forgot to return the recording a little bit there. Put it up here. It's just a good programming practice to have them all together. Certain languages like Pascal, you have to define it before you can use it. So you would have your code to call the method, so you had to have the method before the code. Then if that method called another method, you had to have that method before that method. Then if that one, so it's basically you had to have them all in a certain order, because if you think about it, the programs are going to come in. Actually, this will be good. Let's see if this works. Hold on. I'm trying this. No guarantees here. Okay, now, this is an interpreted language that's going to start at the top and read down, okay? So it's going to read how to draw a square. Then it's going to read how to draw a multicolor square. Then it's going to start drawing. It's going to get to draw a rectangle, and it shouldn't know what a rectangle is at this point. Do you agree? So it should error out. Don't make a liar out of me. Yes, it errored out. See what I mean? Because since it's an interpreted language, it got, it defined those two, and it got to this stuff here. It gets to draw. It's like, what? It never got to this, defining this definition. So that's why you just want to put them all. It's just a good idea to do it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to leave the recording going this time because I seem to forget to turn it back on.
Okay, so I got that up, but it's not drawing.
We got. Oh, let's scroll down. Okay. All right, that's good. So you got your bob, turtle, you got your speed, and you got for X. Okay. You run that again. It's got.
Oh, I get it. Let's get this all.
Oh, a rectangle is not defined. Can you spell it exactly? Draw, R-A-C. Is it spelled the same up there?
Nope.
Ah.
so, yeah, you got one of this, that F needs to be a T. That's a D, put a D there, forward. Now the F at the beginning of that line.
Wait, I just like opened it for some
Yeah, that was one of the typos I did on purpose. Okay, and you got another, something else in there, right? The LE needs to be LT.
9 minutes.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so we're good so far? So we kind of understanding what functions are. We see how handy they can be for us. So we talked about that. They talked about flow of execution is how a function runs. So what was happening is, so again, we defined all these things at the top. We're not doing anything with them yet when our program starts. In other words, everyone seen the Matrix? Seriously? Well, you have to watch it. In the Matrix, they could load into themselves how to fly a helicopter. Then they go do it. How to fight karate. Okay? Same way in Johnny Mnemonic, which I'm sure none of you have seen. Johnny Mnemonic? He did the same thing. What do y'all do with your lives? Let me guess, you watch anime or that stupid stuff.
Ugh, that's gross.
Hey, on Naruto.
Okay.
I don't like that.
So what we're doing is we're bringing in, we're increasing our knowledge base for our program. We're teaching it how to draw a square. We're teaching it how to draw a multicolor square. We're teaching it how to draw a rectangle. We haven't done nothing yet. We gave it a new skill. Okay? Then we start our turtle. We make its color and the title and all that. Then we make our new turtle. We set our speed. So with this range, what's happening is it's drawing this rectangle going up. So when it calls draw rectangle, it's actually jumping up here and drawing the rectangle. Then it comes back down here and increments Z. Up, jumps back up, draws a rectangle again. So it's actually jumping back and forth, however many times, 30 times. Okay? If we were using the program, I think they call it Pi something or other, Pi scripter, you can actually watch your code jump back and forth. You can install it if you like. I'm not. Okay? With PyScript, you can actually look at your code. You'll actually see it's here. Then it'll jump back to here or back to here. It'll actually jump back and forth. So it's kind of cool. But we're just not installing on these computers because you probably don't have the permissions to do it. Okay. Certain functions require arguments. Ours do. You know, where we passed it Bob, we passed it numbers. A lot of built-in ones require them as well. Power, absolute value, and all that stuff. Okay? Max. So now we also can return values. Okay? In our function, we can actually add a return statement. So say you do something. Say I want a function that adds money to a bank account. It could add it, then return the new result. We don't have time to do it, so I'm not going to type that one in. But all it is the function just like we did, except it returns a value. This function, what it looks like, it's just adding them all up and plus multiplying. It says, add the compound interest formula to P to produce the final result. So it's doing all this. Anyone know what this double asterisk means? Power, it's exponents. So it's taking P times this, raised to the power of that, whatever n times t is. So it's doing all this math, and then it's returning the A. So when we call this method right here, final amount, when it returns the A, that A is set into that value right there. Okay? What I could do on mine, you don't need to do this, don't mess yours up. So here I could say result equal. Now up in my draw rectangle I could say return X. Okay, I just could. Actually I need to bring it back one. So then down here I could say print result. Let's see what it does unless I this is Python 3. I need parentheses. Watch what it's going to do. So it did it all, and then it printed a 1, which was the value of x outside of the method. And actually, we didn't talk about that, so let me show you that real quick. Z, right? Yeah, well, actually, that's inside of it. That wouldn't have worked for us. So what if we did... See if this makes... No, I'll explain what I did. Don't worry about it yet. See if it makes a difference. No, it didn't in this one. Okay. But, result... Oh, because it's actually not doing anything. I want result to be Z, didn't I? Hold on. I wanted... Hold on a second. Don't give up hope yet. I changed it in the wrong spot. Still doing it. All I did was I told draw a rectangle to return a value. In this value, oh, that makes sense. The value for x, since we have in range 2, what are the values for x?
0 and 1.
0 and 1. That's why I was returning a 1. Because it got to the end and then returned the end, which was 1. Then down here, when I said draw rectangle result, it got that 1 and then printed the 1. I was wondering why it wasn't a bigger value. It's because 1 was the only value. Okay? So, that's really the only difference. That's just a return statement. We'll play with that one more at another time. And then we'll finish this up a little bit next time and then work on our flow charting. Okay? What I want is just upload a picture of something yours did. Much easier for me to grade. Because I was watching, y'all pretty much were following along. So just a picture of one of them that works. Upload it. And I think it called it like functions in motion or something. I don't know what I called it. What did I call today's thing? I called it methods in action, H. Oh, I didn't set the date. Hold on. My bad.
February 13th, I think.
Yeah, today's the 25th. Man, I was being so proactive, too.
So you want us to upload a picture of the results of our program?
Yes, when your program runs, you should now be able to see it. You might have to log back on. Sorry about that. You got 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Just run it and upload it. Okay?
Wait, what's it called?
Methods in action, H. You might have to log off because I didn't set the date. Man, I can't believe I messed up. So you like methods? We'll do some methods that aren't pretty. I mean, that way you still get to see them. All right. Then you are free to go. Man, how many of you? Let's see how quick you guys are uploading these. 6 of you got it up there already. Man, look at that. Hopefully you all said I keep class to the whole time because you're literally right at the end.